Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Adi here. So today we are going to see what is the factor that is required for you to choose a good mutual fund category and mutual fund scheme to invest. So let's the video get started. Before that, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So first you have to consider your investment objective. So what is your investment objective? If it is long term or short term, depending on that you need to choose the category. The second one is your time horizon. So how much time you want to stay invested. So let's say you want to stay invested 3 months, then you should consider liquid fund. If your time horizon is 3 months to 1 year, then ultra short duration fund. If you want to stay invested for 1 year to 3 years, then you should consider short term duration fund. And 3 year to 5 years, you should consider hybrid or balanced fund. And more than 5 years, you should consider equity fund. Because equity funds, it may be volatile for short term, but for long term it will always give you good return. Then the next one is your risk tolerance. So if you check in the fund house, they will give you a riskometer, which will generally having 5 risk. So low, moderate, high, moderate, high. So in this table we can see what are the funds that is depending on the time horizon, what is the risk. So if you want to invest till 3 years, which is less than 3 years or maximum 3 years, then you should consider liquid fund and ultra short duration fund as low risk, and short term duration fund as medium risk, and arbitrage fund as high risk. If you are stay invested in 3 years to 5 years, then ultra short duration fund should be low risk, ballast advantage will be your medium risk fund, and equity hybrid will be your high risk fund. So if your investment horizon is greater than 5 years, then you should be considering large cap fund as a low risk, because large cap category will generally give you good return in more than 5 years. And medium risk will be your multi cap fund, because you stay invested in all 3 category of stocks like your mid cap, small cap, large cap. So it's considered medium risk. And high risk will be your mid cap and small cap fund. So these 3 factors you need to consider first to choose the mutual fund category you want to invest in. So once you select the mutual fund category, then you have to find the best fund inside that category. So let's see what are the factors you need to consider while selecting the best fund inside a mutual fund category. So first thing you have to consider the performance against its benchmark. So benchmark index, what is the benchmark index? So basically benchmark index means, let's say if it is a large cap fund, then it should be, its benchmark should be considered of all the large cap stocks. So it is your parameter to check. Okay, let's say if a mutual fund is focused only on bank stocks, then its benchmark should be banking index. So this index you have to check in. You can check in different website like Money Control or Value Research or in any other website. If the mutual fund is able to beat the benchmark index or not. If it is able to beat the benchmark index, then it is giving you good return and it's a good fund. If it's not able to beat the benchmark index, then it's not performing well. So benchmark index you can compare like 1 year, or not like in a short term, because short term may be volatile for equity mainly. You can consider, let's say, last 1 year or 3 years if it is able to beat the benchmark or not. The second one, you have to consider the performance against its category. So if you see, there are lots of large cap fund under the large cap category under different AMC. So how will you select the best one under this category? So you have to check if the mutual fund would its peers. So different large cap fund you have to compare, and also you have to compare the return against its category average. So if it is able to give you returns above its category average, then it is performing well. If it is not giving you good return or below category average, then it's not performing well. Then you have to check the consistent performance of the fund. So if the fund is giving you return for last 3 to 5 years, then it's a good fund. So you have to check for last 3 to 5 years, not like short term like 3 months, 6 months, there could be volatility, but for last 3 to 5 years, if it is giving good return, let's say more than 12%, then it's a good fund. Then you have to check the fund manager's experience. So this is one of the main important factor you can say. So you have to check how much time the fund manager is managing this fund, and how is the he or she performance. So how the fund manager performance is and how much time they are managing this fund. Then the next one, you have to consider the track record of the AMC. So if you see the latest news on Axis AMC, so there have been scam and all those things. So before investing in any mutual fund, you have to check the track record of the AMC. If there is any news or bad news or any scam, all those things you have to check. Then AUM. So you have to check the asset under management for that mutual fund, because it is one of the important factor. So if you see for let's say debt fund or liquid fund, so if it is, let's say the AUM is very high, then it's good, considered as a good one. Then you have to check the last one is your expense ratio. So this one is will impact your returns. So if the expense ratio is very high for the fund, then it will decrease your return. So always consider those funds that expense ratio is below 1%. So if it is above 1%, then it is a high expense ratio and it will impact your returns in a long term run. So before selecting any mutual fund, please go through these 7 factors, and depending on your need, invest on this mutual fund. So I hope you are clear now how you can select the mutual fund category and mutual fund scheme. So please hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want any particular category I want to cover, please put in the comment box. So thank you everyone. Bye.